This is 911. Do you have an emergency?
Today on Rescue 911. A trailer flips off a busy freeway, trapping a helpless horse inside.
Their first instinct is to run, and when they can't, they panic.
Join paramedics and veterinarians in their struggle to beat the clock and save a life. Then, a stray softball
You could actually hear the ball hit Nikki.
threatens a young girl's life.
Her future was staring her right in the eyes, and she wasn't looking back.
On Rescue 911.
When a life is in our hands, we don't get any second chances. I'm William Shatner. Tonight, true stories of courage under pressure and the men, women, and children who rise to the occasion on Rescue 911. We begin on January 27th, 1992, in Chesterland, Ohio, after two champion horses had just run their last races of the season.
That's your step.
I've had her longer than any other horse we've ever had. And I don't know why. She just always was that special one. She ended up making almost $100,000 for me this year that just ended.
The filly, Setting Limits, and a colt were being taken to a farm for the winter by trainer Pat Mahoney.
Some race horses are very congenial. You can load them on with no problem. Some you have to actually give a little tranquilizer to. In this particular case, initially loading them wasn't real easy.
Susan Flores and her husband were traveling behind the trailer.
It was obvious to us that the horse trailer was going slower than everyone else because everyone was shooting past it.
There are times, I suppose, when they shift their weight, the trailer will sway a little bit. And that is probably not the safest way of transporting a horse.
The horse trailer started going left to right. Then at this point, we are now getting excited. I couldn't believe it. It was just like a slow motion movie. I was scared to death.
I see the trailer, of course, turned over, and the one horse really struggling to get out. And at that time, I didn't know really what to do. I didn't want to let the horse loose for fear it would go in the traffic. I didn't want to keep it in there because I knew they were hurting each other.
Setting Limits was pinned underneath the coat.
That horse was trying to sidestep the other horse, not trying to hurt it, but it was so scared that it was just boom, 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 boom on top of this other horse. And every time it would hit the horse's face, that horse would scream. The sights and the sounds were just unreal.
When we continue,
This filly was just flat out panicked, and many well-meaning people have been killed by horses that are in panic situations.
when a trailer transporting two racehorses flipped over on a busy freeway, injuring one animal seriously, several concerned motorists used their car phones to call for help. Much of the footage was taped as the events unfolded. Rescue units from the Independence Fire and Police Departments were sent to the scene.
All right, watch out, man. Watch out. Scared, man. Watch your back, man. Oh.
And all of a sudden, the horse just took off right down the median. And what's going through your mind then is, what's going to happen? Is this horse going to go in the street, hit a car, kill somebody? That can't happen.
A mile down the interstate, they finally caught the colt. 6 minutes after the call, rescue units arrived. including firefighter-paramedic Frank Krasuski. Setting Limits was still trapped in the wrecked trailer.
It was a cold night. The only way to get the horse out would be to cut it out. We had the equipment all at the scene to rip that trailer right in half, but what to do with the horse afterwards, we didn't know what to do. Well, we decided against that decision, and we decided to wait for the veterinarian to come.
It was a nasty scene. The horse was struggling to get out and obviously hurting itself even more.
Now he's bleeding all like hell on the kneecap on the front.
With racehorses, the main thing, of course, you're concerned about are the legs, and you can see there's quite a bit of blood on the legs, plus all the kicking of the trailer there. They could have done an extensive damage, because they can just kick a stall, kick a board, kick something, and end a career.
Veterinarians Dan Wilson and David Miller, who specialize in treating horses, arrived within 30 minutes.
When they're in danger, their first instinct is to run. And when they can't, they panic. This filly was locked in there and she wasn't going anywhere.
Knew we had to get her out of the trailer so we can assess her health and see if it was worth trying to save her or if she was a dead horse. When they started sawing, hot sparks would fly and every once in a while hit the horse.
This filly was just flat out panicked and approaching exhaustion, but many well-meaning people have been killed by horses that are in a panic situation.
That leg's trapped in a piece of metal up front.
I crawled inside the trailer and tried to get her foot out of this hay rack, and then she collapsed. She just had all she could take.
I didn't know where all the blood was coming from, but he had blood all over his neck and blood all over the trailer.
We couldn't see her front legs very well, and we couldn't see her down right leg at all. So if it was smashed, then obviously her chances were very grave.
We gave her no tranquilizers because we didn't want to depress her any more than she already was. And basically we instituted some potent short-acting steroids to try and reverse the shock situation.
Yeah, they pulled her out. The head was bleeding severely. I thought, just hope the horse pulls through, let alone ever race again.
The horse came out, and immediately it didn't want to get up. So it laid on its side on the cold snow and on the muddy ground. It lost a lot of blood, and with a loss of blood like that, the horse was in danger of dying.
She was in shock, and so we made the decision to, instead of trying to get her off the highway, to start treating her right there.
Dr. Miller immediately began surgery to try to repair a severed artery above the filly's left eye.
His assistant started an IV in the horse's neck, and he said, just hold pressure and push it in as fast as you can. We're not used to pushing so much fluid into a human. They just don't teach us veterinary medicine in paramedic school. It was amazing to see that the veterinarian could work under such conditions. It wasn't like an emergency room hospital. He was on his knees, the horse was down on the ground, it was cold, and it was a very uncomfortable position. The man was really good.
I was trying to hold her on the ground. I eased off a little bit. She just kind of pitched me around like a peanut there.
I just didn't expect the horse to get up so quickly.
You got a cooler for her, a blanket or something?
That was a great sign for her. She was strong and ready to go. And once she stood up, she never looked back.
You got one for the other side, dude?
I'm starting to think, maybe it's not as tragic as it all seemed that it would be, and maybe there could be a happy ending.
To me, the most amazing thing is these animals will walk back in another trailer. I don't know if they can reason, but they surely can trust. They're kind. I love them. The paramedics and the firemen that were there were absolutely great. They're the ones who really deserve the credit for saving these fillies and the colt.
Soon after the accident, Setting Limits began rehabilitation. But her owner, Shirley Girton, knew her future was still uncertain.
I didn't know how she'd ever be able to recover from this fully enough to be a racehorse, and that's basically what she was put out here to do. And I guess I'm not known as a quitter, and she certainly isn't.
Despite all odds, on September 26, 1992, 8 months after the accident, Setting Limits returned to the track.
And they're off. Between horses, Foolish Ginger on the outside Archdale Road with good speed from the opening bell. There goes Zoop-Oop-a-Doo.
She overcome everything we asked her to overcome. She'd go out there and run her heart out.
The final furlong for Setting Limits. She's in front by 4. We're coming down to the line, but it won't get to Setting Limits. Setting Limits bounds home by 3.5 lengths.
She went out in style. She went out winning, and she left just as happy as the day that she came in. So she had a big smile on her face.
Girl, Setting Limits. She looks pretty good, I think, Mom.
It's amazing that she came back, even just to win one more race.
You sure took a spill, silly girl.
She'll be going to be a broodmare. She's going to go have babies now. So, well-deserved babies, I hope, that they shall be the runners and carry the heart and stamina that she carried. She's a good girl.
On a long summer evening, the quiet town of Wolcott, Connecticut usually seems even more peaceful. But shortly after 8 o'clock on July 3rd, 1992, all that changed for Kathy Hubeny, when she found herself facing a very difficult decision, never imagining that the choice she made would be a matter of life or death. This story may be too intense for some viewers.
I was home with my 2 boys, and they had 2 of their friends over. I had just plugged in a movie for them to watch, so they were happy. They were very happy, having their buddies, spend the night.
An emergency.
Hi, I have a girl outside my house, and she wants me to call the police. Please help me!
Do you know what the problem is?
I have no idea. She's saying that somebody attacked her.
You don't know who she is at all?
I have no idea.
What's your...
You hear her?
Okay, hold on a second, honey. Headquarters.
Wolcott Police Dispatcher Janine Valletta took the call.
I radioed to my lieutenant and my 2 officers that were closest in the area. And then I just kept listening to see if we could find out what was wrong, what was her problem, why was she screaming, why was she so upset.
When we continue.
She was really hysterical. I had 4 children to worry about, so I was scared of letting her in. She was really hysterical. I had 4 children to worry about, so I was scared of letting her in.
I think it's a boyfriend-girlfriend fight.
Possible signal 1 between boyfriend and girlfriend. We're trying to figure it out.
Come on, go in the other room. I know you, but I didn't know who this was. Please don't! It's me. Please don't!
Who is it?
Sit down. Hang up the phone. Let's go home. Go home.
Kathy?
Yes.
Who is it, hon?
It's a friend, a neighbor's friend. I know who the person is. I didn't know who this girl is.
Who's the neighbor?
I had met him at a picnic, and I spent time talking with him, and he was a very nice fellow. I figured this must be his girlfriend, and they must have had a fight. He was calm, and she was hysterical. The whole situation was just confusing to me.
Are you home alone? I have 4 children here. Oh, great.
Please calm down. Please call the police.
Tell her that they're on the way.
She says, please, miss. They're coming. Sit down. Sit down. Yes, they're coming.
Where's the children?
Get out of here. They're standing right there.
Oh, God, some poor kids.
Come on, go in the other room.
I figured it was a domestic dispute, but you know, that bothered me a lot, knowing that these little kids were looking at it.
Help me. Scott, why don't you, I don't know, go.
Yeah, have your neighbor go back to his house.
Yeah. Scott, why don't you go? Scott, please. Did you call the cops? Please, just go home. Did you call the cops? She told me to. I had to. Scott. Scott! Hey, oh my God!
What's the matter, honey?
He's stabbing her!
3, 4, and 5. This is a stabbing at 25 regarding the neighbor and his girlfriend. Okay, honey.
Her cheek was cut wide open. She had blood all on her hands, all around her neck. And she just walked towards me, and she says, I told you he was going to hurt me.
Kathy, I'm back. Where was she stabbed?
Oh, she's all over her body. She's bleeding. I'm shaking.
Okay, Kathy? Kathy.
All right, sit down, please.
Kathy, tell me his name.
I know his first name is Scott. Please hurry up. She's cut up so badly.
Okay, honey, they're on the way, but I need to get this information.
No, you're not.
The party that did the stabbing is a neighbor next door. All I got is his first name is Scott so far.
Lieutenant Don Thurkelson was first to arrive on the scene.
I can't believe somebody died.
Tell her the ambulance is on the way.
Look at she's. Please don't let me die.
I could hear Kathy talking to Lieutenant Thurkelson.
Okay, honey. I'm going to let you go, okay?
Okay.
All right.
You think, oh, the call is over. The girl's going to get help. This is the end. I can go and get a cup of coffee. And then the call comes back, and there's still more.
The victim was bleeding quite profusely from her neck. So at that point, I went back to the trunk of the cruiser to retrieve the first aid kit.
There he is! There he is!
Drop the knife. Drop the knife. I backed up, hoping to get more time to stop and to realize what he was doing and so forth, but it didn't do any good.
I already slipped my wrists.
I watched as he walked down the driveway. He never looked at the two of us. He just had his eyes focused on the police officer.
His eyes were just wild. I don't think anybody could have talked any sense into him at that point.
Don't make me do this. Drop the knife. Drop the knife. Drop the knife.
Please.
What an emergency?
He just shot the guy. The police officer just shot him.
I didn't want her to see me upset, but I panicked.
Oh my God.
Okay, honey, calm down.
I was in kind of a state of shock. I could see that I'd wounded him mortally, and I was angry that he forced me to do something I didn't want to do.
More police came, and Scott was just laying there. I felt alone because I had all strangers in my yard.
The Woolkit Volunteer Ambulance Service responded, including EMT Jimmy Roy.
I didn't know that there had been a shooting until we arrived, and I only saw one person at first laying in the driveway. It was evident that he wasn't alive. And then there was a cop on the other side of the driveway screaming for me to come over and help him.
I got a bad neck wound here.
It seemed to be she was bleeding quite badly, and the towel was pretty full of blood. She needed to be rushed to the hospital immediately.
Okay, John, it's all right, John. Relax. You're gonna be all right. Relax. You're on the way. You're on the way.
She was very, very nervous, very worried that she was going to die. So I tried to calm her down as best I could. In the beginning, I thought it was just going to be another routine call, but it turned out to be probably one that I'm going to remember for the rest of my life.
The victim, Joan, was transported to St. Mary's Hospital and examined by surgeon Victor Gotay.
She had 10 different wounds. I couldn't believe that she was alive.
It's like a miracle. I think any of the 4 wounds in her neck could have cut the main vessel to the head and caused her to exsanguinate right where she was stabbed. Just one of them, and she had 4.
Thank you.
Joan's mother, Marie Santucci, was notified of the attack.
I just couldn't believe this had happened to her. I felt something was coming, but I didn't realize it would be this bad. How is she doing?
It's like any relationship, you have good times and bad. As the months went on, we had more bad than good.
She used to try to keep a lot of it from me, and I just didn't ask her because she didn't want to tell me.
Director of the Women's Shelter, Peggy Panagrossi, finds the pattern of Joan's story all too common.
Most battered women minimize or deny the abuse. The abuser almost always apologizes and says, "I'm sorry, I will never do it again." And women really want to believe that promise. But unfortunately, most battered women have to do something for themselves because the batterer is not going to change first.
We would argue, we'd fight, he'd scream, holler. But I never thought in my heart that he could come to the point where he would do something so terrible to me.
Kathy's emotional wounds have also been slow to heal.
I wouldn't go out anymore. I just stayed close to home. And it was about 2 months later that I had to call her.
She wanted to speak with me, to make sure I was okay.
We talked for hours. We just sat there and cried and talked. They don't really talk about it.
She was the one who saved me. And for that, I'm eternally grateful to her. Now we've bonded, 2 strangers that will share something for the rest of our lives. Can't deny that. There will always be a bond between us.
Like most parents, Joanne Panicia and her husband often worried about their child's safety and went out of their way to try and keep an eye on their 3-year-old son, Paul. But on August 31st, 1992, at their home in Brookfield, Connecticut, Joanne discovered that kids can disappear before you even know they're in trouble.
We're having a great day. Paul was on his good side. I went shopping alone with him, which I don't do seldom. You know, you hear all the time on TV about mothers going in the mall with their kids and turn around shopping and the kids gone from the carriage, and he's so friendly. See, that's the scary part, that he will go. He will go with anybody. Okay, we don't live in an area that really I should be that concerned about it, but you never know. It was a hot day. I started putting some frozen foods away.
Can we have ice cream?
To eat, you can.
Okay.
Okay. I was talking to Paul, but then all of a sudden I didn't hear a sound.
Paul? Paul? Paulie? Paul, where are you?
I went out to the back because that's where we keep pulling into these toys. His toys were there, everything was there, but he wasn't there.
Paul? Paul Anthony, where are you?
My heart started beating faster and faster. When I heard complete quiet, that was scary. I didn't know Paul was gone.
Paul? Paul? Paul Anthony, where are you?
I heard
Where are you hiding?
a muffled voice coming from the car, but I had known I liked the car too.
Paul, are you in here? Paul? Here. You're in here?
It's no big deal, but with Paul, you have to expect the worst.
Mommy will go get the keys. He's in here. You have the keys?
I panicked. I knew I didn't have a second set of keys, and I didn't think he would have that much air. And it scared me. It really did.
Brookville emergency.
Yes, hi. I'm calling for 15. I Pine Drive?
Yes.
My son locked himself in the trunk of the car.
How old is your son?
3 years.
3 years old?
3.
3?
Yes.
Okay, we'll have the police dispatch there. 307, 302.
106, go.
Seeing West Pine Drive. The 3-year-old locked himself in the trunk of the vehicle.
With the keys.
With the keys.
Roger, I'll be en route.
I have to go out there. My son is screaming.
Brookfield Police Sergeant Charles Coleman was on routine patrol less than a mile from the house.
Normally we would tell somebody that locked their keys in their trunk, forget it, we can't do it. But when we got a call of a child locked in a trunk, yeah, we'll respond to that.
I was really impressed because they responded really fast to my call.
Okay. His name is Paul.
I hung up the phone and I hear the sirens going.
Paul, I'm Sergeant Coleman from the police department. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, can you breathe all right?
Yeah.
All right, you just sit tight and keep talking to your mom. We'll get you out in a minute, all right?
Okay, Paul, that was the policeman. He's going to get you out.
First I was mad at Paul, but when he said that he had the keys, that's when I really felt panicky. I mean, all my anger towards him went away. I just felt for this little kid locked in his trunk.
Mom, how long has he been in the trunk?
About 5 minutes.
All right, nothing to worry about.
Oh, wait till you see this policeman has a gun. Isn't that neat?
You're not going to arrest me, are you?
Within 4 minutes of the call, rescue units with the Brookfield Volunteer Fire Department arrived, led by Fire Marshal Wayne Gravius.
I figured he'd be screaming or yelling or, crying for his mother, but he wasn't.
In about 5 minutes. This is his mom here.
The mother was fairly calm. She was just talking to him. They were just like, it was like he was right there, really. The difference was he was in the trunk.
So all I want you to do is keep talking to your mom, okay?
I just told him that, if she was going to talk to him through the whole thing, we might have to bang the car a couple of times.
All right, Matt, why don't you just take a quick punch break out the back window, all right? Mia, why don't you step back?
Everyone clear?
Yep.
What's going on out here?
You hear me, Paul? We're going to come in here and get you now, okay?
Well, they're going to have you out in just a second.
Obviously, I knew he was breathing, he had plenty of oxygen, and so we decided that we'd take out the back seat rather than destroy the trunk.
We'll have you out in just a second, all right?
Paul, you should be okay, all right? Okay, Paul, Matt's going to put his hand in there. Paul, the fireman's going to put his hand underneath the seat. Give him the keys to the car.
Nothing yet, Wayne.
Nothing wrong? No. Come on, Paul. Give him the keys.
I'm not going to give you the keys.
And I figured he'd be trying to come out the back seat where we were, and he's just like fighting us, like, I don't want to, I'm not giving you the keys to the car.
Come on, Paul. His hand's right there. You just got to hand him the keys so we can get you out.
I'll only give the keys to my mommy.
Paul, give him the key.
Give me the keys, Paul. Come on, Paul. I got the keys. That's a good boy, Paul. All right, man.
Oh.
Hi, Paul. Come on out of there.
Quentin was just amazed.
Do you know, you scared me half to death.
He just loved to see all the attention.
And it goes, woo!
Why'd you go in there?
And there was 5 lights. 5 cars with the lights. Oh, you need to see them lights go.
Why did you go in the trunk, Paul?
Because King Kong told me died in there.
King Kong told him died.
Kong. You're lucky. We tried to impress upon Paul that this could have been a dangerous situation and advised him, look, Paul, you have no business with your mom's keys. You're not old enough to drive.
You're going to be in trouble for breaking my daddy's window.
I don't think your dad's going to mind as long as you're okay, all right?
He knew he had done something wrong. And he just said, Daddy, I'm sorry they broke your window. And don't be mad when you come home. And when I came home, he came running out and he pointed, down at the glass broken in the driveway. He goes, Daddy, I did not do it. We like to raise manly men in this family, not really intimidated by machinery, cars, motorcycle, tractor. He might have taken it a little too far, He got the keys and he figured I'm not afraid of anything and I'm off.
The men are the fault for this. My father has a tendency to hand him the keys of the Cadillac. So my next fear after the Nissan was, man, what about if he tries to go in the Cadillac? Because that's a nice, comfortable trunk. It's going! It's going!
won't talk again. Never. Never more. Never. Okay, I'm done talking now.
Paul Anthony is the kind of kid that every mother wants to have, but when she has them, she wishes she didn't have them.
Everybody
Give
kiss
Mom a
him.
kiss. Say, I love you.
I love you.
I love you too.
I love you, Daddy.
On February 22nd, 1992, Kirk Crossman and his friend 34-year-old Jimmy Robertson were at work on a construction site in El Cajon, California.
Jimmy and I were up on a scaffolding using a finish nail gun to nail boards onto the ceiling. The nail gun runs on 100 pounds per square inch of air pressure. We were aware of the fact that a lot of the tools can be very dangerous, but you do kind of get to the point where you don't really think about the fact that it could actually kill a person.
Hey, you all right?
When I heard the nail gun, I knew that it was serious, and I was just scared. I turned around to look at Jimmy, and he ripped his shirt open. And I knew at that point that there was at least 1 3/4 inch of nail inside of Jimmy in the area of his heart. The company that we worked for had trained us in CPR and first aid. And he wasn't in shock that I could tell. He was walking along fine. It was all I could do to keep him from running. I was starting to get the impression that maybe the nail went in and didn't hit anything. I went in the office to see where the nearest urgent care center was. But looking back, the best move would have definitely been dial 911 and let them handle it. Jimmy was doing fine at first, but as we got a half a mile from this job site, he started to complain of pain in his side of his neck. The last thing he said was that he's gonna die. I blew through a couple of red lights. He began convulsing and shaking. His head hit the steering column of my pickup truck, throwing it in park. I didn't know what to do. Jimmy was dying in my truck.
Jim, hey!
And the only thing that came to mind was sometimes you just got to scream at him, holler at him, you know, try to get their attention.
Wake up, wake up! Come on.
All of a sudden his eyes just rolled back into his head, and he was with us again. Then I noticed the sheriff's car in the parking lot at the mini mall.
San Diego County Sheriff's Deputy Lenice Lopez was on routine patrol.
What's wrong? He told me gunshot to the chest. I have seen plenty of gunshot wounds, and most of them are fatal.
141, Hammershon, Chase, get me live fight.
We gotta get him to a ready care.
He was sweating, but he was cold. He was losing it real fast.
Okay.
I asked his friend, what kind of gun is this? And then that's when he told me it was a nail gun. By then, Doug Newkirk, my partner, was there.
Okay. What's his name?
What's his name? What's Jim?
Okay, Jim, I'm Lenny.
He was semi-conscious. It seemed like he could look at me and see someone, but I saw how fast he was dying, and he needed to fight.
I've known who Jimmy was for a number of years. He was one of the guys you used to look up to when you were younger. I kept praying that everything was going to work out, be okay.
What's our ETA for life flight?
Doug Newkirk notified me that life flight was fogged in, and I yelled, "Get me Astria," the sheriff's helicopter.
Come on, Jim. Come on,
It was just a sense of helplessness.
Jim.
I couldn't make this better for him right now.
Within 4 minutes of the call, the first rescue units with the San Miguel Fire Department got to the scene.
Okay, Jim, here they are. What do you got? Okay, we got a nail in the heart, semi-conscious.
You got a pulse?
Yes, we have a pulse.
Once they arrived, I was relieved because my support could only last so long.
A Hearts and Advanced Life Support unit arrived to help treat the victim, including paramedic Michael McKinley.
The firefighters were there already doing some basic life support.
Can we get a couple IVs set up, please, in the IV tray?
He was very purple in the chest and his veins were huge. They were about the size of a breadstick on either side of his neck, indicating that there was a backup of blood in the system. That's a classic sign and symptom of a piercing injury to the heart.
1, 2, 3. Coming under.
They talk about the golden hour, but in this case, it was more like the golden minute or the golden quarter hour. He needed to be in now.
256, this is Sharp, it's 9:59.
The trauma team at Sharp Memorial Hospital was put on alert.
A acute status patient shot in the chest with a nail gun. When we encountered this gentleman, he's extremely diaphoretic. Level of consciousness is going down. They are going to be getting en route to your facility as long as you can accept.
Can accept.
We closed off the intersection. There was no traffic going through. Asteroid didn't have to circle around. They landed. We got him loaded on the Astria.
Time was very important in this case. We hot-loaded the patient into the aircraft, meaning that the aircraft was not shut down, the blades were still turning, and this allowed us to have a faster response to the hospital.
I said, Jim, you're going to be okay now. And he said, thank you. I turned away. I was upset at him. Thank me if I save your life, but not if I don't. I went to the paramedic. I asked him, what do you think? Do you think he's going to live? He said it'd be a miracle.
The flight to the trauma unit took 5 minutes.
When we landed at Sharp Hospital, he looked at me, his eyes kind of rolled back in his head, and he said, what am I going to do about my kids? What am I going to do? And at that point, I think he knew he was going to die.
At the hospital, Jim was put under the care of cardiac surgeon Robert Adamson.
In general, a patient is taken into the trauma room where we get x-rays and draw blood work. But Jim's condition was so critical that he was taken directly to the operating room. We had just completed a routine bypass operation, and he had cardiac and trauma surgeons readily available. When we opened the chest, the sac surrounding the heart was filled with blood. It's not the amount of blood that Jim lost that was dangerous. It was the fact that it was compressing his heart and not allowing his heart to pump blood to his body.
I drove on to the hospital. I kept thinking about how I was going to tell Jimmy's mom. That was a very difficult call to make.
When I first got the call, I had a real bad fear that he wasn't going to be there when we got there.
As you may be aware, he was in
The first thing he said to us was, your son is only alive because the system worked. Everything functioned properly, and he's alive. And we just said, thank God for that.
After the surgery to repair the hole in Jim's heart, his parents, Frances and Olin Robertson, got a chance to visit their son.
I don't believe we were prepared to see Jimmy the way he looked. We just stood there and looked at him for a minute, thanking God he was alive.
Amazingly, Jim was hospitalized for only 4 days, but it's changed his life. He can no longer do strenuous construction work.
I have to look for a new career now, so it's drastically changed my life. But I've been through the worst, and I'm gonna make it.
I'm definitely more cautious on the job site now and stress safety first. But if it ever does occur again, I'm gonna know. And I will call 911. I won't try to be the ambulance paramedic man myself.
This accident has brought us closer together. I don't blame Kirk one bit for the accident. We're good friends. I feel I definitely owe my life to everybody that was involved that day. The whole system worked great. I mean, these people are heroes. I stay in contact with Lenise. We talk about every 2 weeks or so.
Jim and I have a bond that only people that have been in this situation will understand.
I did it. Well, I served a little bit.
I think that there was an angel watching over him that day. Everything worked for Jim. In normal circumstances, the man would have died.
Well, we're definitely going to stay buddies.
When I was in the truck and I was about ready to give up, she asked me about my children. And I have 3 kids, 6, 5, and 3. And I was just recently divorced, and I don't see him as much as I would like. And when she brought the kids up, I couldn't go. I couldn't go. That gave me the mental strength to hang on. God sent me an angel when he said,
There's no gift more precious than life. We owe it to each other to learn CPR and basic life-saving techniques. You never know when you might need them. Courses are available through the American Red Cross and the American Heart Association. This series is dedicated to all the men and women who choose to get involved when a life is at stake. I'm William Shatner. Join us again next week for more true stories on Rescue 911.